संस्थापकं वीरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा,
जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा, ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी,
जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी, वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ।
शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे,
जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे, परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ।
समर्थ बनाओ।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ। बंधु भाव समता ममता से सबको गले लगाओ, सबको गले लगाओ। चलो विवेकानंद मार्ग पर शुभ संदेश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा। भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, 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 गीता परिवार हमारा।
अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुरः पाणिर्मधुरः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
तरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथी मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपी मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
जगे।
सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा। ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी। वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय।
Jai Shri Krishna. In Zoom meeting, if you want to turn off the notification of Zoom chats, then click on the chats and then click on these three dots, turn off notifications, click on that, click on the mute option, and now chats notification will not disturb you. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna and a very warm welcome to all sadhaks gathered here this evening. I start with my head bowed in devoted reverence on the lotus feet of Purushottam Bhagavan Shri Krishna, Param Pujya Swami Sri Acharya Govindev Giriji Maharaj. May we be blessed with their guidance in our lives. Today, we have the final of the three-part Vivechan session of Chapter 10, Vibhuti Yoga, describing the divine essence of the Paramatma. As we all know, Bhagavad Gita is a timeless spiritual dialogue between Bhagavan Shri Krishna and Arjuna spoken on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. As Arjuna stands torn between his duty and emotions, Bhagavan imparts the profound wisdom of Gita Gyan, teaching how one can live righteously, act selflessly, and attain liberation through the devotion and inner clarity. In Vibhuti Yoga, Sri Krishna reveals how his divine essence pervades the universe. In the brightest of stars, the greatest of sages, the deepest of rivers, and the noblest of virtues, inviting Arjuna to perceive divinity in the vibrant tapestry of the universe itself. Jahan drishti jaye, tahan tu hi tu, रूप अनेक एक रस भी तू. Prayer is the earnest yearning of the soul of to the Paramatma, and it is our age-old tradition to invoke the Almighty at the beginning of an important event. To lead us in our prayers today, I call upon Preeti Gedia ji from Mumbai, Maharashtra. Excuse me. A successful homemaker, Preeti ji joined Geeta Pariwar in January 2021. Besides her personal sadhana, which has led her to become a Geeta Vriti, now preparing for Geeta Vichakshana, Preeti ji is currently giving seva as a trainer at all levels and a trainer mentor. Preeti ji, request you to please lead us in our prayers today. Jai Shri Krishna.
जय श्री कृष्ण वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णौ वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णौ वन्दे जगद्गुरुं जय श्री कृष्ण
Jai Shri Krishna Didi, thank you so much for rendering the prayer so melodiously. Light is the illuminating force in the darkness, just like Geeta Mata is in our lives. For doing the deep Prajwalan today, I would like to call upon Saroja Bhattji from Tirupati, Andhra Pradesh. She is a teacher by profession and joined Geeta Parivar in January 2022. Currently, she provides seva as a trainer and in the trainer selection process. Saroja ji, may I request you to light the lamp of knowledge on our behalf.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Thank you so much, Saroja ji, for making us part of that beautiful Deep Prajwalan. We and more than 14 lakh sadhaks from 180 countries have been blessed to have come to the refuge of Geeta Mataji through Geeta Parivar. We are learning the correct pronunciation of the shlokas of Geeta ji and are also memorizing them through Geeta classes, running in 13 languages and working seamlessly from 4 a.m. in the morning to 2 a.m. in the morning, according to various time zones. This process has set a record in the whole world. We can help our friends and families also to embark on this wonderful spiritual transformative journey with Geeta Pariwar by sharing our website link, which is www.learngeeta.com. Our 43rd L1 batch will start in October 2025, for which the registration will open soon. Details of the same will be sent to your groups. Please keep an eye for that. A note that in case you're having problems in hearing the Vivechan properly, do try by increasing the volume of your phone or computer or using headphones. Alternately, you can watch the live stream of the session on YouTube, which is going on parallelly. And now, it is my profound honor to introduce our speaker this evening, senior trainer Vikas Vaidya. Vikas ji, with his deep study and knowledge, provides unique and valuable perspectives through innumerable commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita. A world traveler, where he has been an NRI for 12 years, Vikas ji is a polyglot speaking 6 languages, which is Hindi, Marathi, English, Indonesian, Malaysian, and Spanish. A bachelor in mechanical engineering and a postgraduate diploma in business management, Vikasji runs an IT company from Pune. Over the last 5 years, Vikasji has been chanting the entire Bhagavad Gita, the 700 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita, every single day of the year. Besides his own personal sadhana, Vikasji, as a senior trainer at Geeta Pariwar, serves in providing training and is involved in the process of selection and training of new trainers. He is involved in teaching and conducting impactful Vivechan sessions on Vishnu Sahasranama as a member of the Pune chapter of Geeta Pariwar. He guides aspiring Geeta Vratis for the Geeta exam conducted by the Sringeri Pet. In fact, he himself aced the Geeta Kanthasthi exam at Sringeri Peeth, for which he was awarded the first prize at the hands of Param Pujya Jagat Guru Shankaracharya ji. I now humbly request Vikas ji to illuminate our minds with the wonderful teachings of Bhagavad Gita.
वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं जय श्री कृष्ण टू ऑल। पूज्य स्वामी जी के चरण कमल में कोटि कोटि नमन। We'll conclude 10th अध्याय विभूति योग today. We are discussing divine glories of Lord Krishna. Many of those are included in 7th अध्याय, 9th अध्याय, and most of them in this adhyay, 10th adhyay. So last time we had covered up to shlok number 26. Ashvathah sarva vrikshanan devarshinaincha naradaha gandharvanai chitrartha siddhanam kapilo munehe. So we discussed 4 divine glories: Ashvathah vriksha, Devarshi Narad, Chitrarath Gandharva, and Kapil Muni. To continue further, shlok number 27. उच्चैश्रवसमश्वानां विद्धि माममृतोद्भवम् ऐरावतं गजेन्द्राणां नराणां च नराधिपम्. Among horses, know me to be the Uchchashrava, begotten of churning of ocean. Uchchashrava horse came out of churning of ocean, Samudra Manthan. Of the lordly elephants, I am the Airavat, the Indra's elephant, and among men I am the king. So first 2 charan Paramatma says Uchchai Shramasa Vashvana Vidhi Mamamritodbhava. Vidhi means to know. Arjuna, no. When the ocean was churned, when the Samudra Manthan took place, 14 jewels came out of it, of Samudra Manthan. Out of these 14 jewels, one was Uchchashrava, the horse, the divine horse. He is Indra's vehicle and the king of horses. So Lord says, Ucha Shrava is my glory, is my divine glory, is my vibhuti. Then Airavatang Gajendranam. Airavat is the best of all elephants. He was also born of Samudra Manthan, one of the 14 jewels. He is also Indra's vehicle, as we all know. So Lord says, Airavat is my divine glory. Then Naranaicha Naradipam. A king is regarded to be the best among men. He has the maximum powers, no? Him. Because he fosters, preserves, and rules over the people, over the subjects, the common people, I mean. Moreover, he is regarded to be possessing more divine power than other human beings. This was the belief in those times. Today's kings are not up to that mark, but during that time, kings were considered to be having more divine power. So he is called as Lord's divine glory. Now, while thinking of these glories, whether you think of Uchchashra, Airavat, or this king or anybody, the striver should focus his attention to the God, not on these individual glories. Because these glories are of Paramatma, of God, of Lord only. So, Uchchai Sharma Savashvana, Vidyamam Bradodbhavam, Airavatanga Jaindrana, Naranaicha Naradipam. 3 glories we discussed in this shloka. Next slok, 28. Ayudhanamaham Vajran, Dhenu Namasmi Kamaduk, Prajanashchasmi Kandarpas, Sarpanamasmi Vasukihi. Of the weapons, Ayudh is weapon. Of the weapons, I am the Vajra. Vajra is thunderbolt. Of the cows, I am the celestial cow, Kamadhenu. And I am Kamadeva, Kama, the sexual desire responsible for procreation. Of serpents, I am the Vasuki. So first Paramatma says, Ayudha Namham Vajran. Of the weapons, I am the thunderbolt. Vajra. This Vajra was made from the bones of sage Dadichi, who gave up his yogic body for this purpose of making this Vajra, for killing Asuras. So this is the best one. This Ayudha, this weapon is the best one. It involved the willing sacrifice of a sage of the repute of Dadichi. So this is the best. The Lord says, this thunderbolt is my glory. Then, Dhenu Namasmi Kamaduk. The celestial cow Kamadhenu came out of ocean churning, Samudra Manthan. Out of those 14 pillars, Kamadhenu was one of. This cow has the power to supply all the requirements of gods and men. Kamadhenu. So, Paramatma says, this Kamadhenu is my divine glory. What is the hidden meaning of all this? We'll discuss this. Now, further, Paramatma says, Prajanashchasmi Kandarpa. Kandarpa is Kipit, Kamadeva, the god of sexual urge in the beings. Progeny is possible with this urge of sex desire. This progenitive instinct is to be revered if it is utilized for progeny by renouncing the sensual pleasures. This urge should not be used for sense gratification. It is to be used for progeny, for procreation of next life. This urge, Paramatma says, is my divine glory. In 17th Adhyaya also, Lord has declared that I am the sexual desire, not in conflict with the virtue or scriptural injunction. Dharma aviruddha bhuteshu kamosmi bhartarshava. I am that kamavasana which is not dharma viruddha, which is not against the principles of religion. So this kamavasana, Paramatma says, is my divine glory. With this mention, Paramatma has put that kamavasana on a very high pedestal, saying that this is my glory. We look at kamavasana with a very degradation view. Oh, something bad, not to discuss, worth discussing. But when it is used for right purpose, Paramatma says, it is my divine glory. Sarpana must be Vasuki. Vasuki is the lord of all serpents and a devotee of Lord. The story says of Samudra Manthan, ocean churning story says that Vasuki was used as a rope for rotating the mountain Meru during ocean churning. So the Lord says, This Vasuki is my divine glory. In fact, all these four terms, Thunderbolt, Kamdhenu, and Kandarpa and Vasuki, are the allegories. A yogi who is advanced spiritually, he sees all these objects in his samadhi. When he is in samadhi state, he sees all these things. In what way? This means that all the enemies of Brahmadhyani are destroyed by Brahmadhyan acting as a thunderbolt. So Brahmadhyan attained by Brahmadhyani is a thunderbolt. It destroys all the enemies. Because his enemies are desire and lust. His Jnana works as Kamadhenu for that yogi because he needs only few things. And that requirement is fulfilled by this Kamadhenu of Dhyan, which he gets on mere wishing. Similarly, he has no lust and sex desire either. So when we say this Kamadhenu or the Vibhutija Paramatma, Ayudh, Dhenu, Kamadhenu, Pranjar Shastri Kandarpa, Sarpana. So these are the latent, inherent meaning, hidden meanings of this. To continue further, Slok 29, Paramatma says, further count of vibhutis, Anantaschasmina aganau, Varuno yadasamaham, Pitrunam aryamachasmi, Yamasai yamatamaham. Of the Nagas, Nagaloka is below the water, the water snakes. Of the water snakes, of the Nagas, I am Ananta, the serpent god Ananta. Of aquatic creatures and water gods, I am Varun Dev, Varun. Among the Pitas, that means the ancestors, I am Aryama. And I am among regulators of life, I am Yama, administrator, the god of death. So first is the Nagas. Ananta Chasmi Naga now. The Nagas are the snakes living in water, below water. Ananta is the lord of snakes. With 1,000 hoods. He is supposed to have 1,000 hoods. It offers comfort to Lord by acting as his bed. We have seen Lord Vishnu's photo lying on that bed of Ananta. It joined for Lord's sports several times. This Naga, when he was incarnated, when Lord Vishnu took different rupas, this also joined Lord Vishnu. So Lord speaks of it as his divine glory. So Ananta Shasmi Naga now. Then Varuno Yadasamaham. Varuna is the lord of aquatic creatures, water-born creatures, and the water gods, and as a devotee of Lord. So Paramatma says, Varun Deva is my divine glory. Then Pitruna Mariyama Chasmi. Pitars are the dead ancestors who abide in Pitruloka for the duration based on the karmic law. Depending upon the karmas done by that duration is decided based on their karmas. So they live in Pitruloka. Aryama is the presiding deity of Pitruloka. Overall 7 manis, Pitars are there, Kavya Vaha, Anala, Soma, etc. So Paramatma says, Aryama, who is the head of all Pitras of Pitruloka, is my divine glory. So everything that is excellent, superb, head, that is Paramatma's glory. Further, Paramatma says, Yamas Saimatamaham. Yamas Saimatamaham. So Yama is the lord of death. Yamaraj ka naam lete, everybody gets scared. Oh my God, Yamadeva, the god of death. He enables the beings by enabling them to reap the fruits of their virtuous and evil acts. Papa and Punya, that balance is maintained, and accordingly, he gives the punishment or reward. He is very just and righteous. He is the devotee of Lord and the Lord of his region. Therefore, Lord says, Yama is my divine glory. In fact, these divine glories are spiritual allegories, as we discussed. That is, Ananta is the Kundalini in our body. Yama is the purity to be observed in Ashtanga Yoga Sadhana when we do meditation through yoga. And the uniqueness of these glories is not personal. It has emanated from the Lord. Therefore, the striver, the devotee, should think of Lord when he thinks of Lord's divine glories. So every glory, we have to remember Lord. Further, Slok 30. प्रह्लादश्चास्मि दैत्यानां कालः कलयतामहं मृगाणां च मृगेन्द्रोऽहं वैनतेयश्च पक्षिणाम्. Among demons, I am Prahlad. Oh my God, Prahlad was a demon? Yes, he was son of Hiranyakashipu. So Hiranyakashipu was a demon, the son of demon was a demon, isn't it? So among demons, I am the Prahlad. Among reckoners of existence, I am the time. Among wild animals, I am the lion, the king of wild animals. And among birds, I am Garuda, the vehicle of Lord Vishnu. So Prahladaschasmi Daityanam. Daitya were those who were born of Diti and Daitya. Diti and Daitya. Their sons are Daityas. As opposed to Devas who were born of Aditi. Aditi's sons are Devas and Diti and Daitya's sons are Daityas. Among demons, Prahlad, Hiranyakashipu's son, was dedicated devotee of Lord Vishnu. Most people, due to spiritual ignorance, they behave like Hiranyakashipu when they are in power or when they are in position. But when the Prahlad in them wakes up, then they become Lord's devotee. So Paramatma says that Prahlad who wakes up in you all, he may be Daitya, son of Hiranyakashipu, but he is my divine glory. He is my divine glory. Then Kala Kalayatamaham. Time is the reckoner of appearance, stay, and disappearance of things and all beings in the universe. Therefore, Paramatma says, time is my divine glory because it is the reckoner of appearance, stay, and disappearance. But remember, Paramatma says he is Kal, but he is Mahakal also. Kalosmi Lokakshay Krutrodo. In 11th Adhyaya, Paramatma says, Mahakal is the destroyer of all. So Paramatma is Kala, time, when it comes to appearance, stay, and disappearance. And he is Mahakal when the question of destroying the universe comes. Mruganaincha Mrugendroham. The lion is the king of all wild animals. He is more powerful and courageous than other wild beasts, such as tiger, or panther, or leopard, or bear, or anything. In Samadhi Yoga, the yogi hears Simhanad, sound of Simhanad. When the yogi is in deep meditation, he hears this Simhanad. Simha is lion. So Simha is declared as divine glory of Lord. Then Vainati Yashcha Pakshinam. Vainati is Garuda. Garuda, the son of Vinata, is the lord of all birds, symbol of speed and accuracy. Garuda. He is a devotee of Lord Vishnu. He is the vehicle of Lord Vishnu also. And it is said that when Garuda flies, his wings cause the sound like the hymns of Samaveda. You hear Samaveda when it spreads its wings and flies with his wings. So Garuda is called the divine glory of Lord. The distinction in all these glories is of Lord, not of those individual glories. So a striver, while thinking of these glories, should think of Lord only. Okay. Continue, count of further vibhutis. We have to cover many more vibhutis. Pavanah pavadamasmi Ramah shastrabhrutamaham Yashanam makarashchasmi Srotasamasmi janhvi. Among purifiers, I am the wind. Among warriors, I am Ram. Among water lives, I am the alligator. And among rivers, I am Ganga. Pavanah pavatamasmi. We know wind is capable of purifying all things. It makes bodies healthy. So Paramatma says, it is my divine glory. And without wind, can we live? Pranayam also needs air, wind, isn't it? So wind, Paramatma says, because of which all human beings or all lives is existing, that wind, that air, that is Vayu is my vibhuti, my divine glory. Pavanah Pavatam Rama Shastrabdam. So Ram is Shri Ram is an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, avatar of Lord Vishnu. Yet some people say, as far as the wielders of weapon, holding the weapons is concerned, Shri Ram is the best of them all. But some other people, because Gita is such wonderful Shastra, that different people draw different meaning of it. Some people say the Ram mentioned here is not Shri Ram. Shri Ram is Purushottama. He is not only holding the weapon. The Ram mentioned here is Parshuram, not Shri Ram. Because Shri Ram is Purushottam. So Ram is Purushottam with the X in his hand, the wielding weapon. Now whatever we feel appropriate, we can consider that. But both the Rams, whether it is Parshuram or Shri Ram, are Paramatma's vibhutis, divine glories. So the Lord mentions Rama as one of his divine glories. Then Jashanam Makarashchasmi. Among lives in the water, the alligator is most powerful. Therefore, Lord declares alligator as his divine glory. Jashanam Makarashchasmi. And Srota Samasmi Janhavi. Among rivers, streams, canals, waterfalls, Ganga is the most sacred, most pious. Its water is holy, holy water, holy Ganga we say. Believers, by beholding or touching it or drinking its water or bathing, they attain salvation. This is the belief we have. If a dead man's bones are dropped in Ganga, she leads him to salvation. This is the belief. So Ganga, Paramatma says, is my divine glory. In the 17th sloka, Arjuna had asked, Keshu Keshu Bhaveshu Chintyasi Bhagavan Maya. How should I worship upon you? How should I meditate on you? What bhava should I bring in my mind? How may I know you? And in what aspects are you to be thought by me? The answer is that you should think of the Lord in all his divine glories. The result of that thinking will be that he will come to know that Lord is the root, Lord is the origin, and of all divine glories as well. Thus we will come to know the reality about the Lord. So Keshu Keshu Bhaveshu, think of all glories, what we are discussing, but remember the Lord. When a man beholds any distinction, singularity, or beauty in the universe, he gets entangled into it. You see something wonderful and you get attracted towards it. But if he regards it as, he should regard it as Lord's glory, then he will think of Lord only. Thus he will come to the reality about the Lord. And by knowing the reality of the Lord's glory, one is endowed with unwavering devotion. Paramatma has already said this. Etavam vidhi yogancha mamayo vetti tattvataha so vikampena yogena yujyate natra samshayaha. I give him that yoga, samatva yoga, those who know me. Now this is the way we are knowing Paramatma. When all glories we are discussing, we are remembering Paramatma, and this is the way of knowing Paramatma. Paramatma is the cause and effect both. He has created the glories and he is the glories. He has created the cosmos and he is the cosmos. He is the sonar and he is the ornament, both. He is the cause and he is the effect, both. So this way we are remembering Paramatma all the time. And for such people, Paramatma has guaranteed, Atam vibhuti yogancha mamo yo vetti tattvataha so vikampena yogena yujyate natra samshayaha. If all moments in life we think like this only about Paramatma, Paramatma will give us that buddhi yoga with which we can attain him. Next, Slok 32, Paramatma says, Sarganamadirantashcha madhyai chaivaham arjuna adhyatma vidya vidyanam vada pravadatamaham. Arjuna, I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all creatures. Of sciences, I am the science of self, soul, adhyatma. And in debates, I am the logic. So Sargana Madir Antascha, Adi Anta Madhya, everything is Paramatma. The Lord himself is the beginning, the middle, and the end of all creatures. It means that he is in all. So while beholding the universe or beings, we should think of Lord only. Because he is the beginning, he is the middle, and he is the end. Is there any fourth stage possible? No. So that means everything is Lord. Adhyatma Vidya Vidya. This is important. The science which leads man to salvation, Adhyatma. Our soul is a fragment of Paramatma. Mama Imamshu Jiva Loke. Sargana, we have seen this shloka many times. Adhyatma says, to unite this fragment of Paramatma, which is in us, in the form of our Atma, to the Paramatma of which it is a fragment, that journey is called Adhyatma. Reuniting Atma with Paramatma is Adhyatma. Now, what way you follow that is up to you. Whether you follow Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, any yoga. But that is Adhyatma. So Paramatma says, science which leads man to salvation, liberation, moksha mukti is Adhyatma Vidya, and of all other sciences are imperfect that way, except Adhyatma Vidya. Something remains to be known in those sciences. After knowledge gained from this, something remains. Nothing is complete. Nothing is complete in other vidyas, other knowledges. But Adhyatma science is perfect. After knowing it, nothing else remains to be known. So Paramatma says, this Adhyatma Vidya is my divine glory. After we attain Paramatma, what remains to be attained? Nothing. And if Adhyatma Vidya is enabling us to attain Paramatma, then which Vidya can be better than that? Isn't it? So Adhyatma Vidya is the best of all Vidyas. And Paramatma says, this Adhyatma Vidya is my divine glory. Then further Paramatma has said, Vada Parvadamaham. Vada is the debate. Now this Vada, debate, is of three types. One is sometimes supporting one's point and opposing others' point in order to gain victory over the opponent. This we see in TV debates. Second is only to oppose others. Logic or no logic, I don't know. My job is to oppose. Like we see political parties in India, including Congress and other opposition parties in India, their job is to oppose it. They don't go into the logic. Their job is to oppose. And they very bravely say that we are opposition party, our job is to oppose. So we'll keep opposing. Whatever you do, we'll keep opposing. So only to oppose others is other career tool. And third is brushing aside all prejudices, debating by reason faithfully to know the reality. That is also a type of debate. This rarely happens, but that is the best of debate. The third one, the reason, the logic, which is superior of all the debates, Paramatma says that logical debate is my divine glory. See, Lord calls Adhyatma Vidya, that is the science of self, as his divine glory. This is one of the most important aspects which we should discuss in detail. Because it is the simplest, easiest, and is directly realizable by all, Adhyatma. Integral calculus, differential calculus, this Vidya, all of us may not understand. But Adhyatma Vidya, everybody can absorb. It is easy, simple, and directly realizable by all. In practicing it, in understanding it, and in attaining it, there is no difficulty. An illiterate man also can absorb it. You don't have to be a PhD to know this Vidya. So practice, understanding, and attainment are not applicable to it at all. The reason is that it is ever attained and in all states, whether we are wakefulness, we are wakeful sleep or sound sleep. It always remains the same in all the three states. The science of self is much evident, as evident even this world is not. That is Adhyatma Vidya, which is as evident. This world also is not as evident as that Adhyatma Vidya. It means we can realize the science of self very, very clearly. No confusion. We cannot realize the existence of world so easily as we can realize the existence of Adhyatma. We should understand this fact this way. If we think of our childhood and see our present state, we find that now the body is not the same. Yes, of course, it is not the same. The habits are not the same. Yes, not the same. The place is not same. The place where you took birth and this place where we live now, they may not be the same. The language, not the same. The behavior, not the same. Time, not the same. Companions, not the same. Actions, not the same. Ideas, not the same. So what is same then? All these things have changed, but our entity, that is our self, has not changed. So we say that, what a change in me. I am the same what I was 4 years when I was 4 years old. I have not changed. I am the same as I was in my childhood. It means whatever has changed is of different nature, and whatever has not changed is of different nature. Body is different and self is different. What has not changed is the self, soul, and whatever has changed is the body. This science knowledge is self-realization, Atma-Jnana. That I am not changing. I will never change. My Atma will never change. We discussed Atma in the last session also. There is no parallel word for Atma in any other language. It is a changeless self, which never undergoes any change. It is as pure as it was when it was born, when we took this body. Okay, to continue further. Aksharanamakarosmi dvandva samasika cha ahamevakshayah kalo dhataham vishvato mukhaha. Of the letters, that means alphabets, I am A. Of the word compounds, I am the dual, dvandva, cooperative. I am verily endless time. I am the sustainer of all, having my faces on all sides. So, Aksharanamakarosmi, Dvandva Samasika Sija. Samas means that word compound. Hameva Kshaya Kalo. Dhataham Vishvato Mukha. A or A, if you say, is the first letter of alphabets. It occupies an important place in both vowels and consonants. The consonants cannot be pronounced with this without this letter A. You try pronouncing any. Mo, what it means is O, Ko, O, Dha, Ra. What remains in the end is O. So nothing can be pronounced without this O. So Paramatma says, this O is my divine glory. Then, Dvandva Samasika Sija. Samas. Out of 4 word compounds, while both the words in compounding themselves retain equal importance, that is called Dvandva Samas. There are other Samas which we will discuss in brief. They are called dual or Dvandva Samas. In it, because each word maintains its individuality. 2 words come together, each word is of equal importance. In other Samas, in other word compound, first word may be important, second less important. Second may be important, first may not be important. Or 2 words come together and some different third meaning comes out of it. So Samas, the word compounds are of 3-4 types. One of which is the Dvandva, wherein the first word and second word carry the same importance. Other word compounds are Avyayi Bhav. Avyayi Bhav, in that first word is important. Second word is not that important. First word is important. Ojanma, Vejan, Yathamati, Pratidin. These are the examples of Avyayi Bhav. Then second is word compound is Tatpurush, wherein second word is important and first is not. For example, Hasta Likhit. Likhit is important. Hasta or whatever is not important, Likhit is important. Ghode Swar, one who is on the horse. He is riding. So what is he riding? Whether he is riding donkey or horse is not important. He is a Ghode Swar. Raj Kumar, he is a Kumar. Naradham. So these are the examples of Tatpurush Samas. Third Samas is Bahuvrihi. This is interesting. The 2 words come together and the meaning that comes out of that combination of 2 words, addition of 2 words, is entirely different. It doesn't match with the meaning of either of the words. For example, 3. 3 is 3. Netra is eyes. Trinetra. Trinetra is Lord Shankara. Now, Trinetra doesn't say Lord Shankara, but Trinetra, it signifies Lord Shankara. So, this is Bahuvrihi word compound. Gajanana, Gaja is elephant, Anana is mouth, Gajanana is Ganpati. Murli Dhara, Murli is flute, Dhara is to hold. The one who is holding Murli is Lord Krishna. Giri Dhara, one who is holding that Giri, Parvat, is Lord Krishna. So, these are the examples of Bahuvrihi. So, these three compounds, these word compounds are there. But Paramatma says, I am not any of these three. I am Dvandva. Why Dvandva? Because Gita believes Samatmaya Yoga Uchyate. One is important, other is not important. God doesn't like that. He says both should be of equal importance. So Dvandva words, both words have equal significance. Ram, Sita, which is more important? Both. Ram is also important, Sita is also important. Desh, Videsh, both are important. Dal, Roti. Dal is important, Roti is also important. Din, Rat, both are important. So these are the examples of Dvandva Samas, Dvandva word compound. Mahatma says that Dvandva Samas word compound is me, because Gita teaches equanimity. So Dvandva is the divine glory of God. Paramatma says, Ahamaiva Kshayah Kalo. Time in itself is the beginningless and endless, and is called the Lord's divine glory. See, in final dissolution, when even the sun merges in the Lord, time is counted or measured through the eternal and endless Lord. Normally, we count time based on the movement of sun. But when at the end of final dissolution, sun also gets merged into the Lord, the time is counted based on eternal and endless Lord, Paramatma. We know that in the final dissolution, even Brahmadeva merges in the Lord. When we'll discuss 8th Adhyay, we'll know this in more details. So what remains is only endless, eternal Paramatma. So Paramatma says, that time is me. That time is my divine glory. And the time passes every moment. But here the Lord, who is endless time, remains the same without any modification. He does not change with time. There is no change in him. The same endless time is the Lord's divine glory. In 11th Adhyay, Lord has said, He is the mighty world destroying Kal. He is Mahakal also, He is Kal also. Kalos miloka kshakrut pravuddho. Lokan samardhamya pravruttah. I come here to kill all people. So he is Kal and he is Mahakal, both. Further, Paramatma says, Dhataham Vishwato Mukhaha. This also is there in the Vishwarupa of Paramatma, having Anek Vaktaranam, Anek Adbhuta Darshanam, having faces on all sides. So having faces on all sides, the Lord sees all creatures of this cosmos. So no one should be under the wrong impression that I am doing something in the dark and nobody will know it. God sees everything. God is seeing everything. So He sustains them all. He is Dhata. He is seeing all. He is taking care of all. He is seeing from that point of view that I want to take care of all my creatures. I have created them. So it is my responsibility to take care of them. So He is Dhata. And He does it very generously. Thus He has described Himself in the form of His divine glory. Dhataham Vishwato Mukha. Then further Paramatma says in slok number 34, Mrityas sarvaharashcham udbhavascha bhavishyataam kirti shrirvakcha narinam smritir meda dhrati kshama. I am the destroyer death, Mrityu. I am the origin of future beings. Of the females, I am Kirti, Shri, Vak, Smriti, Medha, Dhruti, and Kshama. All goddess. Presiding over the, see, these are the names of women, ladies, but they have perfect meaning of the attributes which the women hold. What attributes? Fame, fortune, speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and forgiveness. Kirti, Shri, Vak, Smriti, Medha, Dhruti, and Kshama. So first, Paramatma says, Mrityu sarvaharashchaham. This is important. Mrityu. Death is such an uncommon power, and after that death, everything gets destroyed and nothing remains. Nothing remains in the memory also. Body, and not only body, but even the memory meets the death. Memory gets wiped out totally. Actually, it is not the death's power, but it is the Lord's power. But imagine, had the death not possessed this power of forgetfulness, a man would have been very much worried about the relatives of his previous births, his attachments and affinity with those persons from his previous births. All that may continue in this life as well. So imagine if you are remembering your past 10 lives, and you are remembering 10 sets of parents and 10 sets of your brothers and sisters and 10 sets of friends and 10 sets of your neighbors, your office colleagues, everything. One will go mad. So it is a boon for us that on death, even the memory gets destroyed totally. Paramatma says that mrityu, which makes you forget everything, is me, is my divine glory. Then further Paramatma says, as the Lord is the sustainer of all beings. So he is the source of future beings. Vrittisa Udbhavasya. Udbhavasya is to get produced. That means the future birth. So Lord is the sustainer of all beings and is the source of future beings. It means that it is He who creates the universe, sustains it and destroys it. He is the creator, the maintainer and destroyer. Mrityu sarvarshaham udbhavasya bhavishyatam. Kirti Shrirvakcha Narinam Smritirmeda Dhutikshama. Those 7 female are considered the best of all women in the world. Out of them, Kirti, Smriti, Medha, Dhruti, and Kshama. These 5 are the daughters of Prajapati Daksha. Prajapati Daksha is created by Brahmadeva from his mind. So these Kirti, Smriti, Medha, Dhruti, and Kshama are the daughters of Prajapati Daksha. Shri is the daughter of Bhrushi, sage Bhru, and Vak is Brahma's daughter. So these are 7. Kirti, Smriti, Medha, Dhruti, Kshama, Shri, and Vak. So fame, prosperity, speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, Dhruti means steadfastness, and forgiveness, Kshama, are all the 7 most well-known qualities of the female. A person achieves fame because of his virtues. Prosperities can be wealth, property, or any. In those days, even cattle was a property. Cows, horses, camels, elephants was also a property. So this was considered as a prosperity. The speech, it enables a man to become a learned person. Remembrance, something is memory. With memory, without memory, the man becomes helpless if memory is lost, isn't it? Intelligence enables a man to fix something in the mind. It gives the power to the mind, intelligence. Steadfastness, Dhruti, means not to deviate from one's principles and beliefs. Once I have taken this stand, I will stick to it. I will not keep on changing it here and there. And forgiveness, Kshama, is the quality of forgiving an offender. By forgetting the wrong done by him, in spite of you having the capacity and the opportunity to punish him, to pay him in the same coin, you don't do that. You don't avenge that wrong done by him. That is Kshama. The first 3 qualities means Kirti, Shri, and Vak. These are all outside. They are revealed outwardly. Kirti is outside. Shri, property, everything is outside. Vak, you are speaking to the outside world. While the remaining 4, Smriti, memory, Medha, your intellect, Dhruti, your steadfastness, and your Kshama, forgiveness, are revealed from inside of the beings. These are our internal qualities. While Kirti, Shri, Vak are outward. the Lord has named all these 7 as his divine glories. So if these qualities are seen in anyone, if someone rich you see, he has a lot of Shri, or some great orator speaker you see as Vak, or someone very famous Kirti you see, or someone with a very strong memory Smriti you see, or someone with a very strong intellect you see Medha, or someone who sticks to his principles every time, irrespective of all the attractions, Dhruti you see, or when you see someone pardoning, forgiving somebody else's aparadh, wrongdoing, you remember Paramatma. These are divine glories of Paramatma. So if these qualities are seen in anyone, the striver should think and remember the Lord. If a striver finds any of these qualities in himself, that his intellect is very strong, any of these 7 qualities, he should think these as Lord's and not his own. Because if these divine attributes which emanate from Lord, so these are Lord's, not mine. If a person considers this as his own, then he feels proud of himself. मैं बहुत होशियार हूँ, हो गया ना गड़बड़. The pride is a demonic attribute. We have learned this in 16th Adhyay, Devasur Sampad Vivag Yoga. And this pride leads to the downfall. So never be proud about attributes that you are holding. They are Paramatma's divine glories, not your own. Okay, continue further. Slok 35, Paramatma says, Bhratsama tatha samnang gayatri chandasamaham masanam margashirshoham utunang kusuma karaha. Of the Samaveda hymns, I am the Bruhatsam. Of the Vedic meters, I am the Gayatri. Of the 12 months of the Hindu calendar, I am Margashirsh Mahina, Margashirsh month, which is going on now, Margashirsh month. And of the seasons, I am the flowery spring, Vasantarudu. So Bruhat Samatha Samna. Bruhat Samatha Samna, Gayatri Chandasamaham. Bruhat Sam is the psalm, pronounced as religious song in Samaveda, and it is devoted to praise of God under the name of Indra. Indra is praising the God. So Lord speaks of Bruhat Sam as his divine glory. Lord also likes the praise, no? So he says, Bruhat Sam is my divine glory. Then further Paramatma says, Gayatri Chanda Samaham. Gayatri is a Chanda, most important of all meters, Chanda, contained in Vedas. The Gayatri is said to be the mother of all Vedas, because Vedas have emanated from Gayatri. First came the Om, then Gayatri, then Vedas, and then other literature. It consists of tri of God. This Gayatri, his form, his prayers, and meditation on him. Therefore, its chanting leads striver to God realization. So God says, Gayatri is my divine glory. Then third, Masana Margashirshoham. The crop which supplies the food grains to the people is harvested in the month of Margashir. Religious sacrifice, that means Yajna, is also performed with the newly harvested crop in this month of Margashir. In the days of Mahabharata, the new year used to commence with this month of Margashir. After that, the calendar got changed, and the Lord declares, Margashir is my divine glory. So whatever Sattvic karma you do in the month of Margashir, be it Gita Parayan, be it Vishnu Sahasranam Parayan, it gives you double the benefits of normal time when you chant this. So Margashir Mahina has its own divine glory. Paramatma says that Margashir Mahina is my divine glory. Then Rutunam Kusumakaraha. Rutu, the seasons. In the spring season, Vasanta Rutu, the plant kingdom gets reanimated with the fresh leaves and flowers. Even without rain. There is no rain, isn't it? The weather is neither too hot, nor too cold, nor wet. No rains. So the Lord calls Vasanta Rutu as his divine glory. Rutunang Kusumakaraha. So whatever excellence is observed in these divine glories is Lord's. When the Vasanta Rutu starts, we should remember Lord, not fall in love with the flowers and leaves of the tree, but remember the Lord. When we see the new crop in the month of Margashirsh, remember Margashirsh Mahina is Paramatma's divine glory. So this is the objective of Vibhuti Yoga. Whatever we see around us, we should remember God. Vasudevam Sarvaiti. Further, Paramatma says, Dyutai Chaledamasmi, Tejas Tejasvinamaham, Jayosmi Vyavasayosmi, Sattvam Sattvavathamaham. I am the dicing of those who cheat. Oh my God. Dyutai Chaledamasmi. I am the glory of the glorious. Okay, this is understood. I am the victory of the victorious. Okay, understood. The resolution of the resolutes. The goodness of the good. Okay, these four things are understood. But Dyutai Chalaita must be the game of chance. That means Dyut, gambling, is played for either money or property or kingdom. Lord says, this gambling is my divine glory. The question may come that if gambling is Lord's divine glory, it means there is no harm in gambling then. Then it should be justified. Paramatma's glory. So I am doing Paramatma's glory. But then, why it is forbidden? Gambling is bad. Why the scriptures forbid? The explanation is like this. In this context, there is a description of Lord's divine glories. What we are discussing is not do's and don'ts. We are discussing Lord's divine glories, not of sanctions and prohibitions. Arjuna put the question, in what various aspects are you to be thought of by me? So the Lord is answering his question by telling him that he should think of Lord only whatever he beholds in the form of his divine glories. Because all this universe is pervaded by Paramatma. We know it from 9th Adhyaya also. Maya tadabidam sarvai jagadavyaktamurtana. 9th Adhyaya. The result of gambling is a means of imparting the karma phala of previous karmas to the gambler. So we should take gambling from that point of view. And then if the Lord is only that which is goody-goody, which is sattvic only, that means there is someone else other than Lord who owns the rajasic and tamasic entities. If Paramatma is only sattvic, so that means there must be somebody else who is holding the rajasic and tamasic attributes. But there is nobody other than Lord. We know it very clearly by now. And as we see in the Vishwarupa of Lord, we see Paramatma's rajasic and tamasic rupa both. He shows his most violent and scary form in Vishwarupa. When we discuss that, we will go through all the shlokas of Vishwarupa. Chewing all the warriors in his mouth, some are getting stuck in his teeth. Blood is coming from his mouth. Is it all sattvic? Is it all tamasic? No? That is also Paramatma. So Paramatma is all. It indicates everything that is attractive, scary, violent, peaceful. Everything is emanating from him only. The Lord is all. Then further, Tejas Tejasvinamaham. Tej is the glory, the splendor of the great souls. That is Tej. You see Pujya Swamiji, the Tej on his face. That is Paramatma's glory. So when you see Swamiji, you should remember Paramatma. That Tej on his face is Paramatma's glory. So in front of great men who possess this glory, even sinners hesitate to commit the sin. That is the Tej in their face. If you happen to go to Sringeri for giving exam of Geeta, you see Shankaracharya in Sringeri. His face is glowing with that splendor, that glory. Paramatma says, Tejas Tejasvinamaham. That Tej on the face of those people is my divine glory. Jayosmi Vyavasayosmi. Jayosmi. Everyone likes the victory. So Paramatma says, victory is my glory. Okay, boss. Victory is my glory, Paramatma says. See, the striver should not enjoy the pleasure of his victory by regarding it as manifestation of his own power, but he should regard it as the manifestation of Lord. If you become victorious in something, don't consider that it is your victory. It is Paramatma's victory, Paramatma's attribute, Paramatma's divine glory, not your glory. Vyavsayasmi. We have learned in second adhyaya. Vyavsayatmika buddhi and avyavsayatmika buddhi. The resolution or determination is the Lord's divine glory. A lot of importance has been attached to it in Gita. In second adhyaya we have studied Vyavsayatmika buddhir ekeha kuru nandana Bahushakha yanantascha buddhayo vyavasayinam. So the determination is one-pointed. Which determination? Attaining Paramatma is the only objective of my life. Whole stop. So this is only one-pointed, single-focused. Avyavsayatmaka buddhi, it is attached to the material world. So there is no end of the desires. So it is avyavsayatmaka buddhi. Further, Paramatma has said in second adhyaya only, Bhogeshwarya prasaktanam taya bhartate sam vyavsayatmika buddhi samadhav na vidhiyate. Those who have avyavsayatmika buddhi, that means there are a lot of kamanas, desires, anxieties in their mind. They are always getting attracted to the material world. Those who are deeply attached to the pleasures and worldly prosperity, they do not have the determinate intellect. Their buddhi cannot be vyavsayatmika. They cannot have this firm conviction in their mind that attaining Paramatma is the sole objective of my life. This they will not have. But a striver should not regard this resolution, determination as his virtue. Even if he has this virtue in him, he should not consider it as his virtue, but consider this as Lord's divine glory, which could cultivate in him because of only Lord's grace on him, that he is thinking like this. So this is Lord's grace on him. Then further Paramatma says, Sattvam Sattvatamaham. Sattvam. The goodness of good persons is Lord's glory. Paramatma says. The quality of Sattva, that means goodness, which prevails, suppressing the Rajasi, mode of passion, and Tamasi, the mode of ignorance, should not be regarded as striver, as his own, but Lord's glory. If most of the time of your day, if you are having sattvic mode, you are doing all sattvic karma, you should thank God for that. That Paramatma is not putting Rajasi and Tamasi thoughts in your mind, in your intellect. So that is Lord's divine glory, sattvic. If you are sattvic, it is not your glory. So Sattvam Sattvatamaham. Now, you should set the goal of spiritual life for your spiritual life and how to become victorious in yoga. How to have Vyavsayatmika buddhi, how to become victorious, how to become Jayosmi, how to become all that. A small story about it. After setting a goal, what is the most important thing to achieve it? You set the goal. Okay, everybody sets the goal in life. What is important to be done after setting the goal? Once a master was teaching to his disciples and he said, dear ones, become thorough seekers, devotees. Do not remain half-baked. Do not remain raw seekers. Become thorough seekers, not half-baked or raw seekers. Hearing about thorough and raw, the new disciple, new Shishya, got curious and a question arose in his mind. He could not help but ask, Guruji, how to become thorough seeker? Guruji smiled and said, son, there used to be a confectioner in the village. Every day the confectioner used to make many types of sweets, each one more delicious than the other. He was quite popular in the nearby villages also, and people would often come to enjoy his sweets and his delicacies. One day, a husband and wife came to his confectionery shop. They also had a little boy with them, who was very playful. His father asked the confectioner to make the pudding for that boy. Then both of them started waiting, but the child would go again and again and ask that confectioner, is the pudding ready? Is the pudding ready? Is the pudding ready? Again and again. The confectioner would say, it is still raw. It will take some more time. Please wait. He would wait for a while and again come and again ask the confectioner, oh, it has started smelling good. Is the pudding ready now? Is it ready? The confectioner would say, no, it is still raw. It will take some more time. Once, twice, thrice, again and again the child would come and ask the same thing. And the confectioner got a little irritated because of this behavior of that boy. He picked up a plate and he put up the raw pudding in that plate. And he said, here it is, have it. The child ate it and he said, this pudding is not good. The confectioner instantly replied, if you want to eat good pudding, then go and sit there quietly and wait. This time the child went and sat down there quietly because he had tasted the raw pudding. When the pudding was ready, the confectioner decorated it in a plate and served it on their table. This time when the child ate that pudding, he found it very, very tasty, very delicacy, great delicacy in that food, in that pudding. He asked the confectioner, uncle, when I ate it a little while back, it tasted really bad. How did it become so delicious now? And the confectioner explained to him lovingly, child, when you were insisting that time, this pudding was still uncooked. It was still raw, and now it is properly cooked. It is not good to eat raw pudding, but still, if it is eaten, then the stomach may get upset. But after cooking, it becomes tasty and also nutritious. Now the Guruji asked the disciple, son, did you understand the difference between the raw and the thorough seeker now? The disciple said with folded hands, Guruji, I understood about the pudding being raw and cooked, but how does it apply to the seeker, to the devotees? Guruji said, son, the seeker is also like a confectioner. Just as the confectioner cooks the pudding slowly on the fire's heat, similarly, the seeker has to cook himself with constant meditation and practice. Even after adding the necessary ingredients, as long as the pudding is raw, it does not taste good. In the same way, no matter how much knowledge a seeker gathers or how much rituals he performs, unless he goes through the heat of intense meditation, he remains uncooked, raw. Just as the pudding has to be constantly taken care of in order to cook it properly, similarly, the seeker has to be watchful, to be aware of his own mind. When the color of the pudding changes during cooking, it starts giving the sweet aroma. It gives pleasure on eating. Then it is said to be cooked properly. In the same way, when the practice, the seeker and the end goal become one, when the seeker starts emanating the fragrance of love, then it can be implied that the seeker has become thorough, well cooked, like that pudding. Until the practice of seeker becomes thorough, he is in the constant need of caution and vigilance. Otherwise, the illusions of the world are very tempting. Yes, very tempting. And can mislead the seeker from his path at any time. So this is the difference between the raw seeker and a thorough seeker. The wise are satisfied by considering their goal is as everything, but without practice, this too cannot be achieved. So however wise one may be, unless he enters into meditation, that wiseness will be incomplete, raw. All virtues and achievements such as glory, victory, resolution, and goodness really belong to the Lord. So a striver, instead of considering this of his own, should consider them as Lord's. So you should always think of Lord only. Okay, let us continue further. Slok 37. Vrishninam vasudevosmi pandavanan dhananjayah muninamapyaham vyasa kavinam ushana kavihi. Among members of Vrishi clan, that means Yadavas, I am Shri Krishna. Among Pandavas, I am Dhananjaya. Among sages, I am Vedavyas. And among philosophers, knowing seers, I am the sage Shukracharya. So first is Krishnam Vasudevasmi. This is very clear. Here the reference is to not to Lord Krishna as an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, but as the best member of that Vrishi clan. The best member of that Vrishi clan, Yadavas, best of Yadavas. All the divine glories in this Adhyay have been described from the worldly point of view. In fact, they are all the manifestations of Lord only. So Vasudevasmi, Krishnam Vasudevasmi. Then Pandavanandanya. This is important. Whatever distinctive attributes Arjuna, the Lord's very dear friend, possesses, is Lord's. So the Lord declares Arjuna to be his very self. Arjuna is my alter ego, my divine glory. So why now we know the secret of Shri Krishna's immense love for Arjuna and why he chose Arjuna to be the hero of his Dharma Samsthapanartha Karya. And why he chose Arjuna to tell Geeta. Actually, Yudhishthir of all the Pandavas was the Dharmaraj. So he should have been chosen to tell Geeta by Krishna. But Krishna chose Arjuna because he says, Pandavanan Dhananjaya. Of Pandavas, I am the Dhananjaya. So you are me. Arjuna, you and me are same. You are me. So that's why he chose Arjuna to be the beneficiary of receiving Gita Dhyan. And we should thank Arjuna that we got this Gyan because of Arjuna. So Paramatma says, Pandavanam Dhananjaya. Then Muni Namapyam Vyasa. It was Maharishi Vedavyas who compiled Vedas and divided them in 4 parts. The Mahabharata, the 18 Puranas and other scriptures were also written by Maharishi Vedavyas. He is the origin of all transcendental spiritual literature and all remaining Adhyatmic Jnana is called his Uchishta, his leftover. So there is no Adhyatmic Jnana in the world which has not been referred to by Maharishi Vedavyas in any of his literature. So today's Adhyatmic Jnana is the Uchishta of Maharishi Vedavyas Jnana. It means whatever Adhyatmic literature you read, it contains some portion which has already been included in Maharishi Vedavyas' divine work. Being the most important of all sages, he has been declared by Lord as his divine glory. So a striver should think of Lord because all this distinction in Maharishi Vedavyas are Lord's distinction. We should remember the Lord. Then further Paramatma says, Kavina Ushana Kavi. The term Kavi stands for not the poet, but the learned, the philosopher. The men who know the scriptures very well, the principles of scriptures very well. So they are Kavi. Shukracharya was the foremost of such learned people. He was an expert in the science of reviving the dead. He is known for the science of ethics. Because his virtues and learnings, he has been declared by Lord as the divine glory of Lord. So whatever distinction the striver comes across should be regarded as of imperishable Lord and not of the perishable world. These glories are of imperishable Lord. Okay, further slok number 38, Paramatma says, Dandodamaita amasmi nitirasmi jigishatam maunai chaivasmi guhyanai jnanai jnanavatamaham. I am the authority of those who punish as rulers. Dandodamaita amasmi. I am the righteous. I am the righteousness in those who seek victory. Of seers, I am the silence. And I am wisdom of the wise. Of the secrets, I am the silence. So Paramatma says, Dandodamaita amasmi niti rasmi jigishita maunai chevasmi guhyanam. Guhya is secret. So of all secret things, I am the silence. Now Dandodamaita amasmi. Dandodamaita amasmi. Just and right punishment is necessary for a convict to deter him from sinful behavior, so that he doesn't commit the same sin again, and enable him to follow the right conduct. So just and right punishment. Dando damaitam Paramatma says, this person who gives danda is me. Dando damaitam asmi. Niti rasmi jigeshatam. It is the righteousness by which one gains the victory. You have to do some planning. So righteousness is something which gains you the victory. And again, it is righteousness which makes victory everlasting. So the Lord says, this righteousness is my divine glory. Niti rasmi jigeshatam. Then, Maunai Chaivasmi Guhyanam. Guhya is all secrets. Paramatma says, of all the secrets, silence is the most important. If somebody tells you a secret, the best way to keep that secret with you is to keep silence. The moment you open your mouth, there is a possibility that that secret may slip out of your mouth. So the best way to keep a secret as secret is silence. So Paramatma says, Maunai Chaivasmi Guhyanam. Maunai Chaivasmi Guhyanam. Because every person cannot know the feelings of those who keep silent. What I am thinking in my mind, people cannot read, no? So the Lord says, this silence is my divine glory. Maunai Chaivasmi Guhyana. Then Jnani Jnanatam. Whatever knowledge or wisdom the wise have, Paramatma says, it is my divine glory. So whatever distinction is perceived anywhere is not personal. If you meet a wise person, don't fall in love with him. It is Paramatma's divine glory. So the striver should always behold the Lord in all these divine glories. So let us proceed with slok number 39. Yachapi sarva bhutanam bijan tadaham arjuna na tadasti vina yatsyan maya bhutai characharam. Arjuna, I am the seed of all beings. There is no creature, animate or inanimate, that can exist without me. So here, the Lord gives the gist of all his divine glories by declaring that he is the seed or the cause of this entire animate or inanimate creations of the universe. He himself is the creator as well as the creation. सुनार भी हुई है और ornament भी हुई है. He is the goldsmith and he is the ornament also. The cause and effect is he only. This declaration about the seed of the universe has come before also in Bhagavad-Gītā. If you remember Shlok Adhyay 7, in Shlok number 10, Paramatma has said, Bijamam sarva bhutanam vidhi partha sanatanam. And then in Adhyay 9 also, in 18th Shloka, Paramatma said, Gatir bharta prabhu sakshi nivasa sharanam surut prabhavah pralayasthanan nidhanam bijam avyayam. I am that avyayam, avinashi bij. So all this means that he, the Lord, in spite of remaining the same, manifests himself as the entire universe. And in spite of his manifestation in the form of world, he remains the same. As the seed is the origin of agriculture, that is farming, so is the God. God is the origin of this entire universe. And as we know, from millet, there is production of millet. From wheat, there is production of wheat. Animals, they produce animals. Human beings, they produce human beings. Similarly, from God, only God emanates. That means Lord is revealed in the form of the world. As in ornaments made of gold, there is only gold. Similarly, in the world emanating from God is the manifestation of God only. The world is nothing but God only. From worldly seed, only one type of crop is grown. Different crops have different seeds, isn't it? But God is such a magical seed from whom different types of beings are born. Sarvayonshi kaunteya murtaya sambhavantiyaha. Tasam Brahma Madhyare Aham Bija Pradapita. In 14th Adhyaya, Paramatma says this. So Paramatma is such a magical seed. And in spite of giving birth to the entire creation, there is no modification or diminution in Paramatma. He remains the same, intact, no change, no vikar in him. He remains immutable because he is the imperishable seed. Gatirvarta Prabhu Sakshi Nivasa Sharan Surut Prabhu Pralesthana Nidhanam Bijam Avyayam. Avyayam is Avinashi. No change in him. And he is the eternal seed. Bijamam Sarabhutanam Vidyapartha Sanatanam. So this is how Paramatma is as the magical seed of this all creation of the universe. Then further Paramatma has said, न तदस्ति विना यत्स्यान् मया भूतं चराचरम्. न tat asti. In the universe, whatever creatures, animate or inanimate, moving or non-moving, are seen, this cannot exist without the Lord. All of them originate from Him only. That is, He is the manifest in all of them. Knowing this fact, the striver should think of Lord alone in whatever he sees or whatever comes to his mind or his intellect. Everything coming to mind, intellect or seen by eyes is nothing but Lord only. So in this adhyaya, Paramatma has concluded all the vibhutis that he wanted to explain to Arjuna. We have discussed so far 82 vibhutis, divine glories of Lord in this adhyaya, from Shlok 20 to Shlok 39. His purpose in describing these, Shri Krishna's purpose in describing these vibhutis is not to mention that they are superior or mediocre or inferior. Rather, Lord wants to draw attention of the devotees to the fact that whatever comes to their sight or mind, they should think of God only. This explanation or declaration of God about all moving and unmoving beings of the universe is the revelation of the truth that without God there is no life. Not only life, but there is no world. There is no world at all without God. Nothing animate or inanimate, moving or non-moving, can exist without Him. It is He who is everywhere. God is declaring that He is both the cause and the effect of the universe. He is the creator and He is the creation, both. He makes it and also becomes it. He makes the universe and He also becomes the universe. Cause and effect is He only. And yet, He is the same, never changing. There is no change in Him. The real point to be understood is that Dvait and Advait. Dvait is, I am different, Paramatma is different. Advait is, me and Paramatma are same. So the point here to be understood is Dvait and Advait. God means that He being all and being everywhere, there is no such thing as a second power. So there is no Dvait. Everything is Advait only. Everything is He only. That we need to understand as a striver, as a devotee. Further, slok number 40. Na antosti mama divyanam vibhutinam parantapa yeshatu deshata prokto vibhuter vistaro maya. Now Shri Krishna will be concluding by announcing that there is no end to His divine glories. Na asti anta, na antosti, na asti anta. There is no end. Parantapa, the harasser of enemies, Arjuna, there is no end to my divine glories. This is only a brief description by me, whatever I have given you so far, of the manifestation of my glories, whatever has been said in this adhyaya. Mama Divyanam Vibhutinam. The divinity is revealed only when the striver thinks of Lord only. Whatever the circumstances he is in, or wherever he is, and he has only goal of God realization, then only he will see Paramatma everywhere. The demigods who are called divine are also eager to behold the Lord, but they cannot. In 11th Adhyaya, when we learn, Paramatma says, Sudurdarshamidam Rupam Drushtavan Siyan Mama Deva Apyasya Rupasya Nityan Darshana Kankshinaha. They are also Darshana Kankshini. They also have the desire to see Paramatma. Nanto Asti. no anta asti. God says there is no end to the divine glories of mine. In the Śrīmad-Bhagavad also, the Lord has said that he can count the number of atoms with the passage of time, but he who has created cannot explain his total divine glories as they have no end. No asti anta, nantosti. The Lord is endless, limitless, and he is beyond time and space. Etaduddeshada prokto vibhotir vistaro maya. The Lord described that a few glories of him which are relevant to Arjuna and to the human beings at large in this adhyaya. There are other glories. Does it mean that only the glories which are explained in this adhyaya and other adhyaya 7th and 9th are the only glories of Paramatma? No. There are other glories which have not been described. So the principal rule to be followed is whatever attracts the mind of the striver should be regarded as Lord's divine glory. Whether it has been described here or not, that does not matter. But you should think of Lord only. The purpose of this Adhyaya Vibhuti Yoga in describing the divine glories of the Lord is that the striver may get rid of notion of existence of world and the value of world and the availability of the world. You should get rid of all this and may realize the mantra Vasudevam Sarva Iti. Everything is Vasudeva only. The divine manifestation of Brahma are bound to be endless because of this expanding universe. His creation is also endless. Yet God is much more than this universe. That means this universe being his manifestation, one should try to see God in all objects. As we know from Bhagavad Puran also, God says that the vast number of galaxies that he is creating, they are so huge that it may be possible to count the atoms of the world, but cannot count the galaxies, his divine glories. That the great physicist Hubble would have read this declaration of Lord Krishna, would have felt delighted and enlightened. Hubble was the person who first invented the telescope in 1929, which enabled the astronomer to know the expanding universe. Now the modern day telescopes have much more than that 1929 telescope. But that was the first time in 1929 when this expanding universe was first visualized by the physicist. So the world and the attachment to it causes bondage to the man. The focus should change from creation to the creator. Though both are God only, but our focus generally is on creation only and we forget the creator. Paramatma says, whenever you see the creation, the purpose of creation is to remember the creator. So we should remember the God. Next, Shlok 41. Yadyad vibhuti matsatvam Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā va tattadeva vagachatvam mamate jonsha sambhavam. In 18th shloka of this adhyaya, Arjuna had requested Sri Krishna to describe his glories and power of yoga. Vistarenatmano yogam vibhunti cha janardana. He had requested in 18th shloka. Every such thing that is glorious, brilliant, or powerful, know that to be a manifestation of a spark of my splendor, Paramatma says. So, Shlok 40 and 41, Sri Krishna gives the message of this whole chapter in these two shlokas. Whatever we see selflessness or forgiveness, wherever we see someone suffering, rather than somebody bringing sufferings to others, we can be sure that Lord is present there. So to see the God, we don't need to look some physical or psychical manifestations. Patience and forgiveness are not just moral qualities, but forces for unity that are latent in all of us. All of us have these attributes of patience and forgiveness. Like physical forces, these spiritual forces are also universe. It is not only human beings that respond to the patience or to the forgiveness. The animals also respond to patience and forgiveness. We have many stories where the saint scolds an animal like a violent bull or a dog and they give up their violence. They also get the message. Patience and forgiveness have the reach to the animals as well. Okay, let us go to the last sloka of this adhyaya now. अथवा बहुनैतेन किञ्ज्ञातेन तवार्जुन विष्टभ्याहमिदं कृत्स्नम् एकांशेन स्थितो जगत्. Ekaंशेन स्थितो जगत्. Very interesting. Paramatma says, but Arjuna, what use it is for you to know all this? I want vibhutis in details. Pasheshena. Just remember that I am sitting here in front of you, driving your chariot. Look at me. That is enough. Why do you want to know all these details? Look at me, sitting just next to you, close to you. So just remember that I support the entire cosmos with only a fragment of my being. Ekanshena sthito jagat. Ekansha, one small fragment of mine. I'm holding this entire cosmos. This entire universe. See, out of love for Arjuna, Shri Krishna has patiently listed some of the ways his presence is manifested throughout this creation of the universe. Using the example of ancient sages, Kapil, Vedavyas, all these, and modern householders also, or mythological creatures also, and even the grammatical compound, word compound, Dvandva Samasikasya, we saw that. The Lord has told us that He is in every creature and in every activity. In whatever reveals perfection, beauty, awareness of unity, He is present. But now, having played the part of professor and satisfied Arjuna's desire of knowledge, Shri Krishna warns him not to get lost in endless list and categories of these vibhutis. It is enough if we know that Lord exists and that His unifying force holds together the billions of galaxies throughout the cosmos with their countless forms of life. Shruti in Vedas, it says that only one part of Brahma is Saguna, visible, and three parts of Brahma are Nirguna, non-visible. Only Saguna part of the Brahma is realizable by the Dvaita seekers. The Nirguna Brahma is not realizable easily. So what we are discussing is only the Saguna Brahma. Nirguna Brahma, we have not explored so far. In this talk, God is revealing the great secret and a great truth that the vastness of God is an unimaginable immensity. This vast expanding universe is a mere small bit of His great vast unmanifest reality, which He supports with a mere small part of His wondrous self, Ekanshena Sthito Jagat. This God is indicating that a simple shortcut to avoid these multiple marvels and countless wonders, to concentrate on so many vibhutis and looking at the wonders in the world, Paramatma says, concentrate on their source. Why do you concentrate on all those? Concentrate on their source, the God alone, who reveals Himself with divine generosity to a sincere seeker. The seeker always should concentrate on God only. God has explained that His divine manifestations to the world to inspire the seekers to reinforce their devotion and faith in God, which is the sole ultimate reality and the only means to attain salvation. But while explaining all these vibhutis and saying to Arjuna that Ekanshena Sthito Jagat, I am holding the entire cosmos in small fragment of myself, probably Shri Krishna did not realize that this last shloka will awaken a desire in the mind of Arjuna to behold that cosmic form of Lord where He is holding all these divine glories in small fragment of Him. Ekanshena Sthito Jagat. So this last shloka has awakened a desire in the mind of Arjuna to see Shri Krishna's Vishwaroop. And in 11th Adhyaya, it is started with this request from Arjuna only, that in the 10th Adhyaya you have said about so many vibhutis, and Ekavashena Sthito Jagat. Now Lord Krishna, can I see that Vishwarupa of yours, where you are holding all these glories in one fragment of yours? So how that roop will be, which is holding all these glories described in this Adhyaya and elsewhere in Gita, how that Vishwarup will be looking like, where Paramatma is holding this all divine glories in a small fragment of him. So definitely the curiosity in Arjuna's mind, he can understand. And that will be the beginning of 11th Adhyaya, Vishwarupa Darshan Yoga. This is the end of 10th Adhyaya, Vibhuti Yoga. Now the forum is open for you to raise your questions. Thank you so much. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you so much, Vikas Bhaiyaji, for that wonderfully thought-provoking Vivechan. With your beautiful description of the Vibhutis, it was as if Bhagwan in all his glories was standing in front of us, Bhaiya. It is truly Bhagwan's blessings that we have come into the fold of Gita Pariwar, where our spiritual journey is so illuminated with the light of spiritual wisdom. We encourage all of you to share the website link of Gita Pariwar, which is www.learngeeta.com, and our Vivechan library, which is www.vivechan.learngeeta.com, with your friends and family, so that they too can come to the refuge of Geeta Mataji and embark on this wonderful, life-changing journey. Our 43rd L1 batch will start in October 2025, for which registration will soon be open and the details will be available in your WhatsApp groups. We now request sadhaks to please raise their hand and, if possible, switch on their video cameras to ask question to Vikas Bhaiya. Request those who are watching this session through YouTube to please join the Zoom link to have their doubts clarified by Bhaiya. Bhai,
Okay, I was muted, so I was not able to speak.
yes,
Okay, thank you so much. No
I
problem.
think we have Babaji Charandas ji.
Yeah, please go ahead, Babaji.
You are muted, Bhaiya. You have to unmute yourself.
Now it is all right.
Yes, Bhaiya.
Thank you. Acha. Uh, an aeroplane is flying in the sky. It is aeroplane is flying in the sky.
Yeah,
Aeroplane.
yeah.
Some people believe that it is not created by God. But we know from Vibhuti Yoga that everything is God's from God's source. It has come. But
Yes.
some people don't believe that it is God who has created this.
Yes.
But how will you convince them about this? It is God's Vibhuti, not the human.
Very right. Very correct.
Yeah.
So
How to
whatever we
remember?
see, you see a vehicle flying in the air, that means the aircraft is also God's creation, isn't it? The intellect, the Wright brothers who invented aeroplane, who gave them that intellect? God gave them the
Yes.
intellect. Were they born with the intellect? No, they earned that intellect. God gave them the intellect. So everything that comes into existence in this cosmos is because of God's grace. Individuals may become responsible for doing it, but ultimately it is the God's grace that gets it invented. Now, earlier aeroplane was considered to be a wonder. Today we take it as a normal way of life. Any middle class person also flies by the air, isn't it? Earlier it
Yes.
was very luxurious way of traveling, going by flight. You used to receive at the airport, oh, just हवाई जहाज से आया करके. But today it is a very common thing to go by air. So these are all the vibhutis of Lord. And in Gita, there are 3-4 things used for explaining the God. One is Parabrahma, another is Paramatma, and third is Bhagwan. Parabrahma, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. What is the difference between these three? Parabrahma, Paramatma, and Bhagwan.
Same thing.
So this in reality may be same, but they are in different forms. For example, you're standing at the platform of a railway station. Okay. A train is coming from a far off distance. What you see is only that headlight of the train. You don't see the train. You see only a light coming to you, isn't it? You don't see the bogies, you don't see the people sitting inside, you don't see the compartments, nothing. You see only a light is coming. Okay. You don't know any form. So that is the Parabrahma. That is the Parabrahma. Something coming, some light. When the train comes closer to you, not on the platform, but it is nearing, you see the engine, you see the compartments. Then you start realizing, oh, this is the train. That is Paramatma, who is there in all of us. So Param Atma, one who is situated in the hearts of all, Mama Imamsho and Sarvasya Aham Vishto, that you start realizing when you start seeing it as a train coming nearer to you. But when it comes and stands in front of you on the platform, you see every little part of that train. You see the people sitting inside, some people popping out from the windows, some people ordering, oh, chai deo, ye do, something like that. You see the entire train in totality. That is the manifested form of Paramatma, which is called Bhagavan. So Parabrahma, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. These three things you can understand with this example of train coming to you. Only a light coming, Parabrahma. Start realizing, yes, it is something moving, coming too close to you, train. It is Paramatma, who is there in all of us. And when it stands in front of you, you can see, like Lord Krishna, we can see. Lord Sriram, we can see. That is the manifested form of Paramatma, which we can see in all details. Sri Krishna Bhagavan having a mukut on his head, with the flute in his hand. This is the entire description. So, like, we can see the train and all the occupants of all bogies in the train, we see the God in the manifested form. So, that is Bhagavan for us. That's why in Bhagavad Gita, when it says Bhagavanu Vacha, we are talking of that manifested form of Krishna, whom we can see, whom we can realize. But where it is said about Anadi, Avinashi, that is the Paramatma. So these are the distinctions which we need to minutely understand. What is the difference between Parabrahma, Paramatma, and Bhagavan? Sri Krishna has, as I said, two roles in Bhagavad Gita. One is the role as a charioteer of the friend of Arjuna, which is a manifested form. Another form is when he is talking at the Parabrahma level, at cosmic level. Nirgun Nirakar Roop. That is also Sri Krishna. So both these things we have to understand clearly in Gita. When he is talking from the role of Parabrahma, and when he is talking from the role of a friend of Arjuna as his charioteer. So these two roles, each shlok, we have to evaluate based on this, whether Krishna is talking as a person or whether he is talking as a Parabrahma. Okay.
Another Puspaka Viman is written in Ramayana. There is any example of flying in the sky in this Gita? Example in Gita. ये विभूति जोग
Yeah. But there is no such mention in Gita about that Pushpak Viman anywhere.
No, nothing like Pushpak Viman, but moving in the sky with that comes under Vibhuti Yoga, perhaps.
No, as I said, this Vibhuti Yoga does not explain all the Vibhutis. Tantosma Divyanam. There is no end to my Vibhutis. So you can't expect that every Vibhuti of Paramatma will be listed in this. If everything can be explained about Paramatma, that means he is not all. Something remains. So nothing remains. Everything is included in his Vibhutis. Whatever has been explained in this Adhyay and whatever has not been explained.
It is not explained, that is also included.
You stand in front of Eiffel Tower or in front of that London Bridge or that magic eye in London. You stand and look at it. Remember God. God has created this Eiffel Tower. Who can create such a gigantic structure like Eiffel Tower? The engineers who created it, they got their intellect from God only. And their buddhimata must be. Their buddhi is Paramatma's vibhuti. The wisdom of all wise people is the vibhuti of God. So when we see all the such things, we should remember God. That is the message.
Yes, although there is no question here, there I can ask another question.
Ah.
About Atma, how and how and why it leaves a living body? How it is lives and how it is enters the new formation, creation, like that, Punarjanma, etc. How it leaves the body and why it leaves the body. The Atma is whether it lives or remains there, or how it comes to other form like that. It's not understood clearly. Therefore, I want to be clarified about this.
Okay, fine. Now this is a subject of second adhyay. Okay, what your question is asking. In that God has said that Atma is
Yes.
imperishable, body is perishable. Nainam chindanti shastrani nainam dati pavakana chainam klidayanti apo na shushri marutaha. All that he has said. And then he has said, Vasam se jirnani yatha vihaya namani gurunati naroparani. Tatha sharirani vihaya jirna yanyana siyati namani dehi. So like the old old garments we discard, कपड़ा फट गया तो हम पहनते नहीं ना उसको, we discard it and we take a new cloth, put on our body. Similarly, when the body gets worn out, it becomes sick, it becomes unusable. The Atma says, enough now. I am fed up with this old sick body. I will occupy another body. Like you occupy another garment, the Atma occupy another bodies. But
What is how it how it goes to another body? That is mechanism.
yeah, I'm telling you that. See, our body has three types of bodies we have. What we see is our only gross body. Okay.
Gross body.
Okay. But we have a Sukshma Sharir also. So we have a Sukshma Sharir and Karan Sharir also.
Karan body also. Yes.
Subtle body and causal body. When the body leaves the Atma, what it leaves is our gross body.
Yes.
Okay. The Sukshma Sharir, it goes, that Sukshma Sharir and our causal body, it has the record of all our karmas. Good, bad, whatever karmas we have done. So as I always say, when we leave this world, we carry with us not our property or money, we carry 3 bags with us. 3 bags of our sattvic karma, our rajasic karma, and our tamasic karma. If our sattvic bag is bigger than the soul, the Atma that has left this body, it will occupy a body in a sattvic family, doing his sattvic jagri.
How it goes. Family is in distant place or the same, it's not in the same place.
It is not necessary. It is not necessary that it has to be in the same place. I have given this example in my case also, that I have a friend of mine called Patrick Delano, who is a resident of France. He is deeply in love with India and he keeps coming to India almost every month. Because the Sukshma Sharir of Patrick was sometime occupying a body in India. So he might have been an Indian person in previous life. So his Sukshma Sharir still identifies himself with India as his country. So he gets attracted, his natural attraction is towards India. And he gets attracted towards the Indians. Because his Sukshma Sharir is about India. So Sukshma Sharir can occupy any gross body. His Sukshma Sharir is occupied body in France now. If we die, our Sukshma Sharir can occupy body in America also. We don't know. But many Europeans, Americans have a deep faith or deep love for India, for its spirituality, because some time or the other in their previous lives, their Sukshma Sharir was in India, occupying some gross body in India. So this is how the Sukshma Sharir travels. The Atma is the part of that Sukshma Sharir and it occupies the gross body. But this transition from this life to that next life does not take place instantly. The Sukshma Sharir will have to wait for a good opportunity to occupy their new body, which is suited to his balance sheet of karmas. So till such time, he has to wait at the celestial abode, if he is a sattvic person. But if his karmas are more of rajasic, then he comes back to this human life again, waiting for the next body to occupy. But if his bag of tamasic karma is bigger, then he does not become a human being in his next life. He goes to the lower species, animals. He may become a
That's all
donkey,
right.
he may become a dog.
It is said that after death, Atma goes to heaven somewhere and comes with a rain to the corn, the soil to the corn, the
That is the
human
life,
body.
not
Like
the
that.
Atma. That is the life, not the Atma. See, that story is like this. When the rain falls, what it does, it produces the grains. Okay. The grains are eaten by the male and female both. The male produces the sperm from that grain. The female produces the andaj, the eggs. Okay. Huh? Then when male and female come together, the new body gets formed. So it is the grain that produces the new body, new life. And the grain has come into existence from the rain. Rain has come from the sky, which is one of the Panchamahabhutas. So this is a circle. The rain ultimately falls in all rivers everywhere. It goes to the sea. The sea gets evaporated, goes to the clouds in the form of rain. It again comes back on the earth. But when the rain falls, it creates the new life. So this is how the cycle
Atma,
of Srishti goes on.
Atma with the yeah, Atma with its qualities or Sukma Sarira goes to the sky first, then comes to the Badal or rain, like that. Where first it goes to the sky.
It
How
goes to the other
how
world. Let us not say sky. It goes to the other world. Which world we don't know. The
it
celestial world,
moves,
which world we don't know. It goes
whether
to
it
another
moves or
world.
not.
Because
It moves
if
or
the
not.
tamasic bag is bigger, he doesn't go to celestial abode. He keeps hanging somewhere here only nearby, and then it goes lower down in his species. So whether it goes to the upper world,
Atma with the Sukma Sarira moves or not? Moves or
what?
not?
Huh?
Moves. It moves. Atma with the Sukma Sarira moves
Yes,
from one place to another place.
Atma moves from one place to another place, but Atma is imperishable. Atma cannot be
Yes.
destroyed. That is what we learn from second Adhyaya. Atma is occupying the body. Existence of Atma does not depend on body. The body's existence depends on Atma. When the Atma leaves the body becomes dead. Atma doesn't die, but the body becomes dead.
Yes.
Gross
Whether it
body
moves
becomes
or
dead.
not.
So
It
Atma
moves or
occupies
not.
another body, waiting for
Yes.
another suitable body, suiting to his qualifications or his credentials. It occupies another body.
Occupies means it moves the one place to another
Huh.
place.
Yes. It occupies another body, then it moves to another body. It moves to another
Okay,
body.
thank you. I am already clarified that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Jagruti ji, would you please unmute yourself and ask your question?
नमस्ते जी। हमारा
नमस्ते,
क्वेश्चन है कि
जी।
वो सुतक टाइम होता है तो हम लोग प्रेयर भगवान की जो हर रोज पूजा करते हैं वो सुतक टाइम में कैसे कर सकते हैं? क्योंकि दिया तो नहीं
दिया नहीं जला सकते, पूजा नहीं कर सकते, टेम्पल नहीं जा सकते, वो ठीक है। लेकिन भगवान का नाम तो ले सकते हैं।
हाँ, घर में बैठे कैसे? तो वो
हाँ।
वहाँ जो हम लोग चांटिंग में ओम का साउंड करते हैं, वो मंत्र में ओम बोलते हैं, तो वो बोल सकते हैं?
बोल सकते हैं, ओम बोल सकते हैं, गीता का 8वां अध्याय पढ़ सकते हैं, गीता का 15वां अध्याय पढ़ सकते हैं। 8वां अध्याय गीता का है अक्षर ब्रह्म योग, which explains about the journey of our soul when it leaves the body. So that is the adhyay which is most suitable when somebody is passing away. When somebody is dying or somebody is eternally sick, then 8th adhyay is the best to read, which reminds us how to leave this world. And after leaving this world, which way to go so that we don't come back again in this cycle of birth and death. ब्रह्म भूना लोका पुनरावर्ति पुनर्जन मामोपेत्य कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते. So if we don't have that पुनर्जन्म, yeah.
ओके ने वो पूरा वो सहस्त्र नाम सब कुछ सुनते हैं वो आईफोन पे, तो वो सुन सकते हैं हम लोग ये सुतक काल में?
हाँ, सुनना तो कोई बुरी बात नहीं, सुन सकते हैं, सुन सकते हैं आप, बट don't
Okay.
perform puja or don't enter into any spiritual karma yourself. Don't go any tirtha yatra or don't go to temple also. That is the
नहीं
belief
वो
we
तो
have.
लेकिन हमारा घर में टेम्पल है, वो अलग स्थान पे है, तो
हाँ,
वहाँ क्योंकि 13 दिन तक तो जा नहीं, तो वहाँ का वो टेम्पल को ना छू के वो साफ सफाई कर सकते हैं।
नहीं, आप साफ सफाई, आप टेम्पल में अंदर नहीं जा सकते. You are not
ओके
supposed to
ओके।
enter the temple.
नहीं हमारे घर के टेम्पल के अंदर, घर के
हाँ, घर का
टेम्पल के।
टेम्पल के अंदर की, अब सबके घर में टेम्पल होता ही है ना, हम सबके घर में
हाँ
पूजा
हाँ
घर होता ही है, बट वी आर नॉट
हाँ हाँ।
सपोज टू टच द गॉड्स इन द
ओके
पूजा घर. वी आर सपोज टू एंटर द
ओके
पूजा घर ड्यूरिंग द सुतक का. That
ओके
is the
ओके
rule that we follow.
ओके। थैंक यू वेरी मच। नमस्ते जी।
Namaste, thank you.
Inderpal ji, please unmute yourself.
Okay.
Yes, you're unmuted, Vaidya. You've muted yourself again.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Now
Yes,
you
Vaidya.
listen me.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
Vaidya.
The Shloka 36, Dutranchale Tamasmi.
हाँ,
ध्रुत क्रिया जो है, दिस ये अक्ष क्रिया है, दैट इज कंटिन्यूअस रनिंग. तो मींस दैट छल कंटिन्यूअस होता है. दे अनलिमिटेड, दैट विल बी नॉट फिनिश.
not necessarily. Pandava also
Because
played
when
the
you have
due.
to start in the Dhrut Kriya, means when you have to sit on the table and play with the cards and then with the money, and that time the people who is sitting on that place is compelled to you to not leave this table when you have up to that, when you have to spend all your money, you have to put in there. Otherwise you
Right.
can't
Okay, that is
go
possible.
out.
Okay.
So the shell जो है ध्रुत permanent feature, that's akshar, not finish it up. That is continuous running process.
No, yeah. Sorry, you have misunderstood the thing. See, every karma that starts, it ends. Playing gambling is also a karma.
Also ends. Okay.
Huh? As you say, after the money is totally spent out, you have to get up from your chair, isn't it? When
But the
everything is
pravitti
over,
जो है,
huh?
the pravitti of this work, that is chal, that is most of the people when they are doing this type of activity, they constant repeat it up, not immediately stop it.
That is possible. That may become their habit. And it, as I said,
Yes, this
it
is
may
the
become
main problem is that.
okay.
They're
Problem
so
is
that
that, yeah, but see, the meaning of Dyutai Chaleta Masmi is that God is giving them the punishment or reward of their previous karma.
oh, yes.
Okay, if they lose and lose and lose and lose all the time, like Pandavas lost the Dyuta, and they had to face the consequences of going to the forest for 12 years and going in some anonymous place for 1 year. So it was a karma phala of what karmas they got as a result of
But
Dyuta.
but
So God is
but
only saying that this.
but the
Wow.
Yudhishthir say that this is not my fault. This is a order of my uncle, the who is Dhritarashtra. I don't disobey the order of Dhritarashtra.
Yeah, that is what now. He did not disobey the order of Dhritarashtra, Yudhishthir, and he sat down for playing the Dyuta. And they were cheated by Shakuni in playing the Dyuta. And they had to face the consequences.
They get the reward to go to the jungle, and 14 years
So that
that
was the
they can
punishment they
pass
got.
from there.
So as
Yes.
I said, it may appear on the face of it as a very tamasic karma of God. That why God is punishing Pandavas. But as I
Okay.
said, God is all. All three gunas are coming from God only. Sattva, Rajah, Tamo. In Virat Roop, when we study 11th Adhyay, you will see the very ferocious form of God. Very, very tamasic form of God. When he's chewing all the warriors from both the sides, they're getting stuck in his teeth, the blood is coming out. This is all tamasic. That is also God. Because as I said,
The 11th chapter is a इसका क्या विश्वरूप
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 दर्शन योग, विश्वरूप दर्शन योग.
they God to illustrate the Dhananjay that you have to see how the destruction is formed in this world.
Yes,
And
yes,
whatever you do, you see that the result of that.
yes,
And all is done by me, not with the others. You
yes.
are survived. Even then, you have to go inside my mouth and I crush it.
Yeah.
The
There's
same
a
thing.
श्लोक in 11th अध्याय. वक्त्राणि ते त्वरमाणा विशन्ति दंष्ट्राकरालानि भयानकानि केचिद्विलग्ना दशरान्तरेषु सन्दृश्यन्ते चूर्णतैरुत्तमाङ्गैः. I am doing churna of all warriors entering in my mouth. I am crushing them
Yes.
with my teeth. Some hues coming out of that, I am putting them back with my tongue. I push them back in my mouth and I crush them. So this is very tamasic, no? Very, very. I
Correct.
mean, when we discuss that adhyay, you'll feel that is it God or something else?
Yes,
That is
yes.
also God. That is God.
And one more question is that
Yeah.
in this shlokas 36, say third is that Jyosmi Vyavasayosmi. Vyavasayosmi. Jayo means when winner, when you have
Winner,
to
yeah.
win the game.
Yes, yes.
Vyavasayosmi means sunashchit, the perfect one. Compulsory you win it.
Not compulsorily. Vyavasayatmika buddhi.
Sunishchit roop says.
Vyavasay
Sunishchit
means,
roop.
Vyavasay means single focused attention. That is Vyavasay. Vyavasayatmika buddhi, which we discussed in second adhyay. Vyavasayatmika buddhi is the buddhi which is Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekeha kurunandana. It has only one focus. That
That
attaining
is
Paramatma is the
Sunishchit is perfect one. Confirm
that is
that you have to
the only
concentrate.
objective. That is the
Concentrate
only
it.
objective of my life. So single pointed focus is Vyavasayatmika, which is
There
attention.
you got the winner.
Ah,
You ask me. There you got the winner when you have a Vyavasayosmi intellect.
So those
Then
who
you
have
are
that
a winner.
Vyavasayatmika buddhi, their victory is my vibhuti.
Yes.
Jayosmi, Vyavasayosmi. So if you have got that Vyavasayatmika buddhi of attaining God, and if you attain God, then your victory is my glory, is my vibhuti.
I give one example.
Yeah, good.
And I am an artist.
Okay.
I am doing the painting of different paintings, and I see that sometimes this one of the painting is more perfect and absolutely right. There is no any comments from the others that everybody will appreciate it. And sometimes I have no concentration, and then I have to do any job that is not perfect one, and then I feel so that my concentration is not up to that. It means that Vyavasayika buddhi, I don't get that time.
That time it has become avyavasayatmika buddhi. That means
Vyavasayik, I have a different sphere. I have to concentrate on different places. My mind is moving other things. So it is not the perfect one.
when mind is running in different direction at the same time,
Correct.
it is avyavasayatmika buddhi. When it is
Correct one.
single point focus, it is vyavasayatmika buddhi. God is talking
Correct
about
one.
jayosmi, vyavasayosmi. When your buddhi is vyavasayatmika, single focus, then you jay, what you get is my vibhuti.
Correct.
Vyavasayosmi.
I really enjoy this chapter.
Painting you created, whatever good painting you created because of your vyavasayatmika buddhi is God's divine glory.
Every word have a particular place and every word have a particular meaning in this chapter, and really I admire it.
That is why the Vijay Satras are arranged by Gita Pariwar so that we understand the inherent meaning of these words.
Correct one.
Word to word meaning is okay, but what does it mean in our day-to-day life? As you gave a right example of your painting. So this is the way we have to inculcate Gita's message in our day-to-day life. That if I become single focused, single point focused, then I get what I desire to have. If my intellect gets scattered in different directions, avyavasayatmika, then I don't get good. You created painting when your buddhi was vyavasayatmika, but you are not happy with the painting you created when your buddhi got scattered in different directions and buddhi became avyavasayatmika. That's what Gita says. Okay.
And if you have to give me your number, I can send you this good painting to you.
Most welcome. Most welcome.
Thank you,
very much.
Indulpaji.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Pranakrishna ji, please ask your question.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
I could not understand the difference between Param Brahma, Paramatma, and Atma.
Okay. So let us see about Atma and Paramatma first. Okay. About Parabrahma, Paramatma, and Bhagavan that we discussed. I hope that you are clear about, but we'll discuss it once again. But about Atma and Paramatma. Paramatma is the custodian of all Atmas. Param Atma. He is in all and in the form of a fragment of his in all. Mamai Vansho. He is the Ansha. That Ansha is Atma. That means the example is given is like this. If the sun god is there in the sky, you keep hundreds of utensils on your terrace, having water in those. You see the reflection of sun in each of them. So you see 100 suns in those 100 utensils of water that you have kept. Sun is one only. Isn't it? Sun is one only in the sky. So Parabrahma is one only. His images, his imprints are hundreds on your terrace. Similarly, Paramatma is one only. But his Atma, his impressions in all living beings are innumerable. So that is Atma.
What is the difference between Param Brahma and Paramatma?
So Parabrahma, as I gave an example, Parabrahma is the unmanifested form which is there in all living, non-living entities. Okay.
Or living and non-living.
Everywhere. Whether it is the top of stone or whether you talk of wall or whether you talk of grass, anything. Parabrahma is there everywhere. Paramatma, his Atma, is there in all living beings. Is in all living beings. And Bhagavan is that manifested form of Paramatma which can be seen by us. Like we can see Lord Krishna, we can see Lord Rama. So Bhagavan is that manifested form of Paramatma whom you can see with your eyes. The manifested form of Paramatma is Bhagavan. I give an example of the train coming from a far off distance. You see only the light coming to you first. So that light which is coming close to you is Parabrahma.
The light is Paramatma.
That light is coming to you is Parabrahma. When you start, the train comes closer to you, you see the light is having some compartment, some bogies, some physical entity there. Something is there coming to you. That is Param Atma. And when it goes and comes and stand in front of you on your platform, you see it in more details. You see each compartment. You see all occupants of the compartments. You see all chairs, birds. Everything is shown in details. That is the Bhagavan, the manifested form of Paramatma. Okay. Earlier it was not so clear. So Parabrahma. When it started getting more clear, it is Paramatma. And when it is distinctly clear in the manifested form, it becomes Bhagavan in front of our eyes. So remember this example of train about Paramatma, Parabrahma and Bhagavan. And Atma, as I said, remember this example of the sun god in the sky and hundreds of utensils kept on the terrace, wherein the image of sun god is there in all hundreds of them. Okay.
Thank you,
Any
Vaidya.
questions, please?
I think two more questions, Vaidya. Kusum Lata ji,
Please
you
go
have
ahead,
your
Kusum ji.
hand raised. Kusum Lata ji, please ask your question.
Sir.
Jai Shri Krishna.
I have a doubt.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it is genuine or fake. Hey, moksha means our Atma will go, no? It will not be born again.
Yeah, it will not
Will-
go on. Yes,
It
moksha
will
means,
go, our Atma only will go to abode of the God.
yes, right. We get united with the God. We become one with the God.
We get merged with the God.
Yes, we get merged with the God. That is the moksha.
Okay. That's what I wanted to ask you. And one more question, Bhaiya. After joining Pathik, after passing Pathik, can we join Shlokan classes?
I am not very clear on that, but I think you have to pass the Gita Vrati and then you can join Shlokank. Because Shlokank, you have to learn the Ank of, that means the number of, that serial number of Shloka for all 18 Adhyayas. Not only Pathik Adhyayas, but all 18 Adhyayas you need to know the serial number of the
After
Shloka.
Vrati only we can join.
Become Geeta with the
Okay.
first and then go for Shlokank.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'll remember the Shlok numbers of only few selected Adhyayas, 3 or 6 Adhyayas only, isn't it? So that may not qualify you to become a Shlokank person. You have to learn all 18 Adhyayas and then go for Shlokank.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Any other questions, please?
I think we have the last question from Sushila ji.
Jai
Yes,
Shri
Shri
Krishna.
Ji. Jai Shri
I
Krishna.
wanted to know that after death, is Atma has the power to enter in someone else's body?
Yes, that is what we discussed. Not that Atma occupies another body, but it does not does it by own choice.
नहीं, ऐसा है कि मेरे ब्रदर वो झूठ तो नहीं बोलेंगे कभी भी, पक्का पता है। तो उनको ऐसा लगा कि उनका एक जो जान पहचान वाला था वो उनके पास बहुत आता था, तो उसका किसी ने मर्डर कर दिया। वो उनको ऐसे लगा उनकी बॉडी में ऐसे पूरा ऑक्युपाई कर लिया, और उनको लगा उसका नाम बोले कि मैं पिंकी हूँ, पिंकी, उसका नाम पिंकी था जो मर गया। तो वो ऐसे बोलने लगे खुद से, मैं पिंकी हूँ, और उनको लगा कि मेरे अंदर एंटर हुआ है। और ऐसे उसने बोला कि जैसे मैं उधर हूँ, मेरे साथ वो अन्याय हुआ है, फैसला होने वाला है, ऐसे उसने बोला। और फिर उन्होंने भगवान का नाम लिया, डर गए वो, तो फिर आहिस्ता से वो लगा कि वो निकल गई। ऐसा हो सकता है क्या? ऐसा उनको फील हुआ, ऐसा पूरा आहिस्ता आहिस्ता पूरी बॉडी को उन्होंने जैसे होता है कंट्रोल कर लिया, और ऐसे वो बोलने लगे उसका मैं वो हूँ। और फिर दिनों के बाद वो फिर उनकी बॉडी में आया, और उसने बोला सब ठीक हो गया, अब क्लियर हो गया सब, ऐसा बोला। ये ऐसे कैसे?
देखिए, उसको होते है थियोसॉफी बोलते हैं, इसको थियोसॉफिकल नॉलेज बोलते हैं इसको। मतलब क्या है कि when we are existing in this world, or even when we leave this world, our energy still remains in the world. जैसे एक दादी जी हैं, दादी जी गुजर गई, लेकिन दादी जी की एनर्जी जो है इस संसार में, इस ब्रह्मांड में किधर तो भी है वो एनर्जी। दादी जी के यहाँ पोती पैदा हुई, तो पोती के सारे गुणधर्म दादी जैसे नजर आने लगे, तो दादी की जो एनर्जी है उस पोती में चली गई। तो पोती है ही, उसकी एनर्जी से लेवल है ही, लेकिन उसमें दादी जी की एनर्जी भी है, दादी जी भी है, एनर्जी लेवल पे वो भी है। तो मतलब ये ऐसा केस है कि दादी जी भी है और उनकी पोती भी है। दिस इज ए मैजिक ऑफ एनर्जी लेवल, एनर्जी इज ट्रांसफरिंग फ्रॉम वन लेवल टू अनदर लेवल। सो ऐसा हो सकता है कि उनका एनर्जी लेवल जो गुजर गए, उनका एनर्जी लेवल आपके भाई साहब के एनर्जी लेवल में आ गया होगा, और उनको ऐसा फील हो रहा होगा। जब वो एनर्जी लेवल वहां से निकल जाता है, we do this Pitru Pandarwada is going on now, isn't it? So what we do is for those souls only who are getting attached to us, and we do their puja and we ask them to leave us in peace. We satisfy their demands. We do their pujan, or pitars or friends or all relatives, all contacts. And such pujas, they may remove that energy level from that energy's shadow from us to his original place. So it may happen. It's a question of believing. Some people may consider it as a blind faith, but some people, as you said, might have experienced it also. I have not experienced it, so I'm not well qualified to say yes or no on this. But this is what the knowledge is there, that energies always remain in this cosmos. Even of the people who have passed away, their energies are somewhere in this cosmos, and those energies keep influencing their contacts. So our pitars who are no more in this world, their energies are still controlling our activities sometimes. That's why we want to worship our pitars, our ancestors, during this 15 days of Pitru Pandarwada. So it's a matter of energies.
पहले जैसे होता था ना कि एक ऐसे गोला बनाते, गिलास रखते थे, आत्मा को बुलाते थे, वो कुछ था कि वो ऐसे ही था?
नहीं, वो तो बचपन में हमने भी किया था, वो प्लैंचेट कहते हैं उसको, प्लैंचेट।
मुझे ऐसे लगता है वो लिखते थे आंसर।
प्लैंचेट देते हैं, उसमें you write alphabetically A to Z, then you put a coin on it, then you put your finger on it, then two or three of your friends also put their fingers on it, then you call that Atma. We used to call in our childhood, we used to call the soul of Mahatma Gandhi. It was a joke actually. We used to call the soul of Mahatma Gandhi in our childhood, and some person in that group will keep pushing that coin. And out of that pushing, some sentence will get created on that alphabets. And then they will try to draw meaning from that sentence what is getting created. So I don't believe in that anymore. In childhood it was okay, but not now.
Thank you, Vaidya.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Vaidya. It was a wonderful Vivechan session as well as the Q&A, Vaidya. I'll never forget the analogy you gave about the train and Param Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan. That was wonderful. Thank you so much, Vaidya.
Thank you.
On behalf of Geeta Pariwar, I take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for attending this session today and look forward to having you back for another enlightening and illuminating Vivechan session next week. Sincere thanks to our technical support and the back-end team for their relentless effort in making the session a great success. We now offer our prayers on the lotus feet of Bhagwan, and for that we have Namita Rani Subudhi ji from Bhubaneswar, Odisha. She is a successful homemaker who joined Geeta Pariwar in March 2024 and currently provides seva as a co-trainer, mentor, and in the Vivechan summary writing team. Namita ji, request you to please lead us in our prayers now.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Yogesham Satchidanandam Vasudevam Prajapriyam Dharma Samsthavakam Veeram Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. And in case you have further questions, Bhaiya ji can take it over in the next session. So please just hold on to them for this week. Thank you very much, Namita ji, for chanting the prayer on our behalf. A call to all our sadhaks to attend your classes diligently through the week and please come back next week. Jai Shri Krishna. We will now conclude with chanting the Hanuman Chalisa.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी बरन रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र औ ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीनी बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोज सगावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बल बीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जयनाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुरभूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।